What up, YouTube family, man? Welcome to From Indicted to Invited, man. Before we get started, go and hit the like button, cash up upper left-hand corner. No amount is too small. I got a story for y'all today. It's about two brothers. This story means a lot to me. My man Capone out of Texas, somebody I knew personally. We used to chop it up on the yard all the time, chop it up in a unit. He used to be my spades partner a lot, too. He used to be my spades partner a lot. And shout out to Capone, man. Capone had it going on, man. Let me tell y'all something. Capone, he had did a stretch in the state. He had like a 4-year stretch in the state before. And he learned a lot about doing time from that stretch. And he learned a lot about friends and family abandoning him, and he was bitter about it. So this time around, he out a few years, and he didn't, he doing his thing. He doing his thing, and he got a nice cocaine connect. He got a weed connect. Capone got a brother named Chino. Capone is in love with Marissa. Marissa is like his fucking baby. His all his world, right? Capone did everything right. He was getting money. And Capone went and opened up the 3 businesses that the top 3 businesses that most people can open up without knowing too much about business, right? A corner store, a laundromat, and a car wash. Capone had these 3 businesses. He also had 2 box trucks that he was doing, making money off of, and he had an 18-wheeler truck that he had purchased that he was making money off of. Capone he didn't really want Chino in the game because he thought Chino was really, Chino was good in school and Chino played sports, growing up, and he just didn't want Chino in the game. They come from a big family, and one thing about Capone, he would let a lot of his family work in none of his places. Like I said, he learned this lesson from before when he got locked up and nobody messed with him. And he kind of kept his family and stuff like that. And they was a little bitter. They was a little bitter about it. You know what I mean? He out here eating real good and the family not. And Capone was a real, he was TS, Texas Syndicate. And he was just about that life in the streets. He had enemies and stuff like that. And he felt fortunate because he felt like a couple of times, like 2 of his main enemies that he really had to watch over his shoulder about, they ended up getting killed by something else in the streets. So he felt lucky. And he felt lucky enough he was going to lead the game along, and he had enough businesses, and he was doing his thing. And he used to personally put his hands on the cocaine and handle his business and stuff like that. And his goal was, to get out. He was on his way out. He had things going. He didn't really need to be in the game no more. And one of the customers he had been dealing with for a long time, he was going to meet to drop the regular package off of the coke, and they hit him up, and he felt like the dude set him up. And he going through the trial. He going to trial because he felt like it was an illegal search or whatever on his car. They just pulled him over and raided him and all of that. But he didn't know that his phone was tapped. It was a wiretap investigation. So he trying to find out where the investigation came from. And he really can't. You know how the feds do. He really can't. Same in my case. Don't nobody know where it started from. So he go through, he lose the trial. He pay a lawyer to do his direct appeal. He lose it, and somebody told him, like, man, you don't need to be paying. You got to fight your own case. So he started learning how to shepherdize cases and go to he met a lot of all the legal, the jailhouse lawyers and shit that to be at the law library. He started hanging down there. So he said for his 2255, he was going to do it. He was going to file a pro se, and he was going to do his own stuff. You know what I mean? And man, he got his hands on all the wiretap transcripts on this case, right? And the dude, he was looking at the phone calls from the dude that he got arrested that was going to drop the coke off to. and found out that this dude was communicating with his own brother, Chino, over and over. He see the Chino dropping him off some weed. He see they going hanging out. And when he was on the street, he know that they didn't know each other. But then he thought they never knew each other. But these dudes they was like this on the wiretaps. He could see them going to having dinner. He see everything. So now he like, what the? You know what I'm saying? Now let me tell y'all what's going on. Chino, his little brother, he found out was sleeping with Marissa, who he was crazy in love with. Marissa was coming to see Capone early in the bid, doing the direct appeal when he first go down there and stuff like that. And the reason he found out that Chino was sleeping with Marissa because his mama wrote him and told him. His mama wrote him and told him. And it was some messy stuff because Chino running everything. Chino even went and hollered at the plug because he knew who the plug was. Now, mind you, Capone used to try to keep Chino away from everything, but Chino was paying attention. So Capone had done 11, 12 years, right? And he get a 2-point reduction or something. Something happened where he ended up getting, he could go home. He didn't got to do the whole 15. And he bitter and stuff like that. And they granted his thing. He's on his way home, but he's still there. He was like, you got to go back to court. He got a court date or whatever. During that time, his brother Chino get arrested for murder, right? So Capone like, yeah, that's what he get, blah, 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 whatever, right? So when he gets some more information about what's going on, he get home and stuff like that, and he end up getting out. His brother Chino is fighting the murder cases, right? Come to find out, the dude that set him up, he found out the dude did set him up, the other dude that Chino was conversing with, that he noticed on the wiretaps and all that. This dude then brought Chino into some murders, right? So he wanna find out more, like, man, what was going on with these two and blah, blah, blah. He's still bitter with Chino. He feel like Chino betrayed him. Guess what, bruh? The murders in question was Capone's, I told y'all, two of Capone's enemies that he felt fortunate about, that they just got out the way. He had to do nothing to him, right? So now he got mixed emotion because he feel like Chino knocked him off. Now he got to look at his little brother like, wait a minute, right? Chino with the plug, his old plug. Chino doing his thing. Chino ended up being, bro, I'm gonna cut this story short, right? Chino was the gangster of the family the whole time. He run the business. Capone get home. Chino give him the keys to everything, blah, 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 and this and that, and find out that Chino was the one that had his back the whole time. And guess what else? The dude, the snitch or whatever, somebody ended up taking him out, right? They had nothing to do with it. Somebody else ended up taking him out at a club or something. He got into an argument, and a dude shot him down there in Texas and all of that. Now Chino, that was their number one witness. Chino beat the murders. Capone had done 11, 12 years on that bid. He done did 18 years altogether. He tied. And he look at Chino, he finally get to see Chino and look him in his face, and Chino is the man. He bows down to his little brother. They still got all the businesses. They doing their thing, and whatever they doing, Chino just made everything grow, and Chino was the kingpin the whole time. Chino apologized to his big brother Capone about messing with his girl, right? And when they go face to face, he said, "Man, I apologize about your girl, man. I didn't want to do that, but I love her. You mind? Can I keep her?" And Capone told him, "Man, you can have her." Capone told him, "Man, you can have her." Man, listen. When you in the streets, right? Anything can come from anywhere. The bus, the people around you, you're gonna be in question about who did what and all of this, and you're gonna be like, you just ain't gonna trust nobody. This story was amazing to me because the way little bro moved. When you move in silence, man, you can get a lot done. Capone kept Chino. You hear, you go work in the store. You do the store stuff. You hear, go. You make sure you collect all the coins out the laundromat. This you know you do that. He didn't want them in that life. Come to find out, Chino was in that life the whole time and about that life. Chino was more gangster than Capone. More gangster than Capone. And let me tell you about Marissa, right? Marissa was coming up there the whole time to check out Capone. But she was fucking with Chino the whole time. But she still beat them doors down and act like there was nothing going on. She loved both brothers. She loved both brothers. I would like to know the end of this story and what become of that threesome situation with the two brothers and Marissa. But I know Capone told me that he let his brother live for her and let them do their thing. You know what I'm saying? And Capone hit me up. When I first got out, I ended up losing contact. I had a phone that died on me, and I lost contact with Capone. I lost contact with Capone. We talked a few times when I first got to the halfway house, and my phone died on me. And I couldn't get no numbers out of it, no contacts. I tried to go get it, and it was just done. The screen, just everything, just was gone. But this is a hell of a story to me because, man, it's a lot of stories like this. I done heard of dude's mama telling on them, dude's brothers telling on them, dude's wives telling on them. It's just like, man, this was a nice story for me. This story told me, you know, the character of a man and the character of your family and blood, and when you underestimate people and stuff like that. This story right here had all the lessons. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of dudes in there got stories to tell, and sometimes they don't be this drastic. But to me, this story fucking touched my heart and my soul. This is the love and deceit story of Capone and Chino. I hope y'all liked it.